What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Frozen Road Podcast. I am your host, John Hunter, and this is my guy, Danny, the pitch man. Danny, what is up?
What's up, brother? How you doing?
Just hanging in there. I just got my ass kicked against Wood. It was brutal, dude.
It happens.
It was an absolute fucking thing. But yeah, other than that, not too bad. Not too bad. There has been a lot that has been going on in baseball that I don't think a lot of people saw coming. I mean, Look at the division. Look at the division leaders right now, Dan. Like, the Red Sox are currently leading the AL East.
Yep.
The Yankees are in dead last in the AL East. Like, it's pretty fucking wild. Like, I didn't expect a lot of this. I mean, the only one I think I expected was Atlanta, and Atlanta looks like shit.
Yeah, we talked about it before. Like the NL East, we thought it was going to be a juggernaut. Like we thought it was going to be a who's who, the best teams in the league, and then like the AL East the same way. We thought the Rays, Yankees, Red Sox, we got no recognition in them, like no hype at all coming into the season. Then you got the Royals, who like were like everyone thought would be a bottom feeder, and they're playing very well.
And they made a couple moves in the offseason. I mean, one being for Andrew Benintendi, who hasn't really even played well for them at all.
Yeah, he's one of the weak spots in the lineup right now, which is weird thing to think of going into the season. You thought like this will be his team now, like him and Whit Merrifield would just go at the top of the lineup, and he's struggling a little bit. But if he comes around, they're going to have a decent chance to continue to run.
I agree. I mean, it's kind of crazy that it's crazy. I feel like every division. The only team that I saw that people actually probably said that could be, something was the Dodgers. Everyone saw the Dodgers probably leading that division. But San Diego is in third right now. San Francisco is 16-9 right now. And they're tied with the Dodgers.
Yeah, crazy. And did you see that? Like their pitching staff, they're starting five. Every single one of their ERAs was under 2.5. Like that is ridiculous.
Like, I mean, San Fran's actually getting good starts out of Johnny Cueto right now.
Yeah, he has a sub-2 ERA, I believe, which is like their whole pitching staff's ridiculous right now, which is crazy to think.
Dude, it's wild that and I mean the Braves, they're leading the AL and the NL East. Milwaukee, everyone thought Milwaukee was going to be. I mean, they're getting ridiculous pitching out of Corbin Burnes, which we will talk about.
Yeah.
Then you got St. Louis, who's in second. They haven't really looked that good. I mean, they kind of a weird series with the Phillies, just to end it. Yeah, thank God.
Goldschmidt hasn't got it going really yet. He had a couple two home runs, I think, against the Phillies, but he hasn't been a normal Paul Goldschmidt, especially with the addition of Arenado. You thought that Goldschmidt would take off a little more, but
yeah, I know. It's sorry, my wife just walked. Just had to make an appearance there.
Sabotage. We're pitching state right now.
Yeah, I know. But yeah, we got I mean, the White Sox have looked like kind of not look like shit, but they're 13-10. But like, no one's really getting going yet. And I think it's like usually this is where you start seeing teams like separate. I mean, the only teams that are separated right now are Boston, and that's it. Boston's the only one who has more than 2 games on their division right now.
Yeah, the whole league's been like just mediocre at best at this point. Like there's a couple of outliers, like you said, but I mean for the most part, every team's in it pretty much. Besides a couple of teams just completely terrible, but
like I think we're all just shocked at the Yankees. I mean, I'm not really shocked that the Yankees aren't leading the division. I'm shocked that they're like being like they're as bad as they are.
Yeah, their offense stinks.
And because their offense is literally built on strikeouts or home runs.
Yeah. Yep.
You when you have 9 of the same type of player, it makes it very, very difficult for you to be able to, if you have like 1 or 2 of them guys, it's different. Like we've seen it with the Phillies where, there's, they have a couple players who are similar, but they also have those guys who balance things out a little bit. The Yankees literally have 9 guys who I feel like are the exact same guy.
Hit a home run or strike out, maybe take a walk. That's about it. They got the free true outcome offense right now.
Yeah, and you have a guy like Giancarlo Stanton who I don't even think he knows what the Mendoza line looks like.
Nope.
Like he's just pitiful at the plate, and he right now has hit up. I saw he had a home run ball that went 120 miles per hour.
That shouldn't be humanly possible.
Yeah, like it shouldn't be. Like I don't think I've ever hit a ball 70 miles per hour with a aluminum bat.
Yeah, I don't think I would hit a golf ball that fast.
It's pretty fucking crazy that he's been that consistently, powerful, but like it's also a detriment to him because he can't do anything else.
Yep. He locks up a swing, like he sees the baseball and he just loads up, and if it moves a little bit towards the end, it's probably going to swing and miss. Whatever breeze to left field.
Whatever happens has pretty much been his MO there. But yeah, I mean, there's been surprise players too. I mean, you got guys like Jesse Winker who are just tearing the fucking cover off the ball right now. Like I looked at his numbers. Was it yesterday? I think it was.
OPS is over 1,100, which is ridiculous.
It's like he's currently got 6 home runs. He's got a 199 WRC plus.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Like, and he's got a 1.123 OPS, which is a 701 slugging percentage and a 422 on base percentage. He's got Trout numbers right now.
MVP, yeah, it's MVP, runaway MVP numbers right there. I mean, there's a couple of players out there that are having crazy seasons. I mean, you look at Byron Buxton. He's not his numbers are ridiculous for some. I mean, I guess he's just under the qualified amount of plate appearances to like qualify for the league leaders, but his slugger percentage is like 938. Like that, he's
at the leadoff spot
almost at pace per at bat. Like that's ridiculous. 1,400 OPS. Like that's
stupid,
beyond anything that any player would typically hope for.
But there's things that aren't surprising us as well. I mean, you have a guy like Mike Trout who is just scary the way he's been. Like it feels like he's just getting better every day.
Ridiculous. I've seen like his one kryptonite, I guess you would say, which is probably average or above average numbers typically for a player would be like elevated fastballs. Typically gave him a kind of an issue throughout his career, and now this season he's hitting 350, like above 1,000 OPS on high fastballs. So like he doesn't have, not that he had a kryptonite before, but now it's just like there's nothing you can do besides unless you're Lance Lynn, because for some reason Lance Lynn dominates him.
Yeah, I think John Boy actually put that out, like that he know that it's weird that he like Lance Lynn can zero in on Mike Trout and it's just a wrap.
And it's like just fastballs too. Just pumps fastballs at him, and he can't do anything with it.
There's got to be something in there. He probably looks at Lance Lynn like, dude, you're fat. I don't know how you're doing what you can do, but like
he looks like a first baseman in the Sunday beer league.
And and you know what? It's like it just goes to show like Mike Trout needs to be pushed even more by the league right now. That he is by far the best player we've seen probably since Barry Bonds.
Yeah. I mean, it's his normal is above 1,000 OPS. Like his normal is MVP season every year or so. Like I feel like we're so numb to his greatness, and like we just take it for granted that he just continues to pump out these numbers every season. But like you said, they do a terrible job of marketing him. They don't push him out there. Like I mean, I get it. He's on the B team for LA. But like between him, Ohtani, Jarrett Walsh is having a great season. Like they got players now. Like they signed Fletcher to a kind of a big deal. Like and Rendon obviously. Like they have a team that should be pushed into like the major televised events, and they're just not. And it's weird.
I mean, I just don't get it. I'm not really understanding why you can't. Like it's almost like to the point where I think the Angels need to actually make their games earlier, like as early as fucking possible, so that it's almost a 7:00 game that they play.
Yeah,
because like if they're not playing at that time, like the right time, it really like no one's gonna stay up till 10:00 to watch it.
No, yeah, no one's
unfortunately
watching West Coast baseball game that lasts till 1 a.m.
No.
Like, unless you're a diehard baseball fan, like I get it, but the typical you're not going to watch a game like that. Like they need to put him on ESPN. You need to put him on these. Like MLB TV is doing a great job. Like it's such a great app and all, but like the blackout situation is ridiculous. Like they have to do something about that. There's no way people in Iowa have 6 baseball teams that they can't watch because of blackout restrictions. Like that's ridiculous.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, it just blows that like it's, and I'm being selfish obviously because I'm a East Coast person, so it's like if like I have to wait till 10:30 to see them instead of like the normal guy who's up at like who watches them at like 7 here.
Yeah,
like it just blows. It does, and it's not really like fair to the common. I almost am mad at him for resigning there for another 10 years. Like it just blows. It does because I don't think that's right for us as East Coasters. I'm being selfish though. I know I am. I'm being very selfish in it because I do want to see him play more.
Yeah,
and I think everyone needs to.
Yeah, as a West Coast fan, I mean, it's tough to get home from work, and if they're playing at 7 here, it's obviously 4 there. So like we are being selfish with that we bought him on primetime TV for us, so he gets more of the national recognition that he deserves. But like it would be tough as a West Coast guy that goes to work, you come home 4:00, baseball game starts. Like that's tough to tune into. But like at least like give us 8:30 starts for him. So West Coast would be 5:30. Like I think there has to be something they do with baseball like that. Like basketball, there's so many primetime games. Like West Coast teams play all the time early. Like a lot of games are late, but basketball, like every other sport, markets their players well. They give the West Coast guys early starts too. Like there has to be some, like they have to implement that somehow in MLB to give these players a chance. Like it's just ridiculous that we have to talk about this.
It is. It's exactly what it is. It's fucking ridiculous. It's like, but I feel like it's something that we all talk about. Like, and we continuously talk about it. It's not right. It's really not right because like it's the marketing part of it. Like me and you talked about this, I believe, the other day about Luke Voigt, about how he's in that
BMW commercial.
Like, why is he in the BMW commercial? And I saw somebody else, but now I can't think of who it was. But it was somebody else in a BMW commercial for Major League Baseball, and it was like, how the fuck are you choosing him?
They got all these players that are fantastic, and you're picking these. Yeah, these I would who already have the recognition.
Like I would understand if it was like Ronald Acuna or something, like a young player. Yeah. Like I would get that, but you went with Luke Voigt. Like why?
He had 20 home runs in a 60-game season, but other than that, he's been like a journeyman. Like no one cared about him on St. Louis. No one gave a shit that he played for them.
No, they didn't, and it was like I think the Yankees were surprised that they got what they got out of him.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, everyone had to be surprised about that. No one seen that coming, but I don't know. They got to do something. They got to figure it out. But I mean, somehow baseball ratings are through the roof apparently. So that's
I saw. Did you see that post where it said like the first like 2 weeks of the season, the MLB.TV app had like 2 billion subscribers or some bullshit like crazy.
I think they had the best 10-day stretch in the MLB TV history, which is crazy for like a beginning of a season. Like I guess coming off the pandemic probably helped a little bit, but not really. Yeah. It's just like good stuff.
The good thing for baseball is that it was the first thing that really happened after the pandemic. Like it was like the first fresh start of a season for the pandemic. Like they needed something, and it was just sports in general. Like I remember I was waking up in the middle of the night to watch the Japan League.
Yeah.
At one point, like
2 a.m., 5 a.m. That'd be crazy.
Yeah. And it was good baseball. Like I tried to find a team there that I could like latch on to. I just couldn't find anything. Like ESPN, thank God they picked something up. They picked it up because they needed something. They wanted to see baseball again. Yeah. But it was rough. It was rough to watch. I wasn't, a huge fan of it, but there are some things that I do like that they do. Like I know that. Do you ever see like the Japan, how the Japan League does like the bunting instead of like the home run derby? They'll do like
a bunt off, right?
It's a bunt off. And they have like that big circle in the middle, and you have to like get it into like the one like
curling at that point.
That's exactly what it's like. They like, and the ball like slow rolls, and they have to like, yes, but it's pretty fucking cool. I would like to. I mean, I know bunting is not like a thing really in baseball anymore, but like, I would love to see that and implement it into Major League Baseball. Like, imagine seeing like Fernando Tatis like in a bunt off for like Ichiro like back in the day. Like, that'd been awesome.
It would have been awesome. And then you see ridiculous players like Miguel Sano, who's just probably never bunted in his life. Like, he would have to get up there sometime and just lay one down.
Yeah, fuck it. Like, let's just go straight. Like big name, like big home run guys in a bunt off.
Yeah, whoever leads your team in at bats per home run has to be the one to do it. Yeah, you
lay them the fuck down. That's
anything's better than man on second, no out bullshit. I hate this rule. Not that the Phillies like today because of it. I don't like it. Like, I'm not a fan.
I like it, and I only like it because I feel like everyone hates it.
Well, yeah.
I think that's where I'm going. I feel like that's where I'm going with it. Like, I saw somebody say it today, like they hated it, but like you only hate it because your team lost.
Yeah, the Phillies lost today because of that. Yeah,
and they lost
also because Matt Joyce decided to tag up and try to go in the third for no reason, which was ridiculous.
What was that about?
I don't know. I have no idea. There's a lot of like we talked. Save this for the Phillies podcast part of it. Like, they're Girardi, like, what is he? He's been so bad consistently. And then, like, when McCutchen scored today, like, the third base coach, you're going to put your hands up to stop him? He wasn't going to play at the plate. Like, he ran right through the stop sign and tied the game. Like, just a bunch of stupid stuff going on there.
You could just tell there's such a disconnect. There's a huge disconnect between manager and players there.
Yeah.
And it's becoming even more obvious. I mean, it's a shame because today was kind of like a rough day after yesterday about, Bryce Harper got drilled in the fucking face. I don't think anyone in Philadelphia who is a Phillies fan looked at that and thought to themselves like I was like, fuck, like that was detrimental to the team. If he was there for any, like, I know he was out today. If I had to guess, it's because there's probably a little bit more swelling than there was
100%
yesterday.
He has to have awful black eyes. Like, everything has to be bad on him. I'm so happy it didn't hit him 2 inches lower and shattered all his teeth, or higher and broke any orbital bones, or just directly in the eyeball. Like, he got lucky that it hit him in his nose holes. But, like, Jesus Christ, 97 to the mouth. Like, and
he was. Did you see the video? He was talking like right after that. He made a video.
Like he said it hit like well, yeah, that too. I seen the post game post or whatever. But it looked like on the field he said hit me in the face because like Tom McCarthy was like, oh, it glanced off his elbow. Hopefully it slowed it down a little bit. No, slow motion replay right in the nose, and like he looked like he said like it hit me in the face, and then they asked him a question. He said it's bad, and he just walked right down the tunnel. Like, it's crazy that he just got up like nothing happened, really.
I saw him put his hand up as if he was going to try to catch it. Like, come on, dude. And then the next guy hits Didi. Then the dude hit Didi right after that. Yeah. And did you see? I saw John Boy post it. Big fan. Shout out to John Boy.
That was great stuff, but I didn't see.
So John Boy posted like a video of it, and it was mainly because the whole like now he like pretty much focuses on one thing that happens in the videos. The whole video was pretty much circled around the fact that right after Joe Girardi got ejected, he turned and looked at the pitcher and said, "Throw it over the fucking plate." and then Schilt was like screaming at Girardi like, "Get back in the dugout!" Like, "Fuck you, Schilt!" Like your dude just hit two guys, one in the face.
Yeah, one in the face could have potentially ruined this whole season, like career potential.
And he's not just like it wasn't like he was some shitbird. He's fucking Bryce Harper. Like he's the best player on the goddamn team, and he just took a fucking 97-mile-per-hour fastball to the grill, like
right in the face hole.
And that's another thing I fucking hate. I hate when they automatically warn both benches.
How do the Phillies get any type of warning for that? It's bullshit.
And like, I'm not saying that like they should be allowed to retaliate. Like, I know people like get like all up in arms about that and they want them to retaliate and shit. But like, how do you allow that to happen and then just like let them think that they should just be like okay with it? Like, no, what did the Phillies do wrong there that you need to fucking warn them?
Yeah, shot to the face, shot to the ribs, and then no, you can't do anything back. Your guys get ejected. Like this dude's just fucking throwing baseballs that are literally right at the players. Like, what do you mean we can't do it? Like, you have to at least let the mindset of the Cardinals batters come in their box and be like, fuck.
Yeah, fucking right.
Goldschmidt shouldn't be comfortable in that batter's box. And you just gave us a warning, so anyone we put in is getting thrown out. Like, that's ridiculous.
And I brought this up earlier. Like, yeah, okay, I'd be like, okay, that's fine. You can warm both benches, but don't think that I know that Aaron Nole's starting tomorrow. And what I'll do is I'll start that dude Hale.
Yeah,
and I'll let him drill 2 guys to start the game off, eject him, and then I still have Nola getting ready.
Yep. And
that's my move.
David Hale, like that too, with Girardi throwing him out there, like in that situation, it's like you gave up. Like the lineup today was ridiculous. Like I get it, people are out, but like Girardi just threw the white down. Like Noah, if you don't throw a complete game shutout, we're fucked today. And just ridiculous.
Yeah. I mean, what else? Like it blows my mind that he is that dumb. And I know we said we're going to save a lot of this for the podcast on Sunday, but like this is happening right now, and it's like
hard to ignore. Yeah,
it's brutal to watch. It's hard to watch them, continuously fall down this rabbit hole that they continuously do, and this is the problem. Like this is becoming so part of the problem. Like Joe Girardi himself is becoming part of the problem.
Absolutely.
Right now. Yep. And I think it's got to be known. And I know Dave Dombrowski is not going to sit there and make a fucking rash decision and get rid of him or anything like that. But like Middleton can't be happy with what's going on.
Yeah, absolutely not.
Throughout the organization. Like he's not changing anything. He's continuously staying on the same course that he's been. So like you're losing, you're not winning games. It's not like you're sitting here like reeling off like a 9-game winning streak, and I'm sitting there going, "Well, this fucking lineup sucks." Like, no, nothing's happening. You're not winning baseball games.
Yeah, they're not switching anything up. You're not changing the momentum. You're just rolling out the same bullshit and hoping something changes. Like you said before, it's the definition of insanity. It's just ridiculous.
Yeah. And I said this to Joey Garrett the other day. Shout out to Joey Garrett. I said this to him the other day. Like, it's not even like they're just throwing, like, all right, well, we'll have Matt Joyce play for Matt Joyce play for for McCutchen today. It's like a video game.
Yeah, you just swap for leadoff. Like, what the fuck are you doing?
He's replacing the player and keeping them in the same spot.
Yeah, it's like
I don't get that.
You're playing MLB The Show, and it's like, oh, McCutchen needs a day off. All right, just hit X, and you fix it.
And he switches it. Yeah, and I'm like, I'm not going to do anything. I'm just
There's no managing going in. It's like, oh, you need a day off. All right, you go play his position and play fucking go bat in his spot. Like, why is we go from Matt Joyce leading off to Brad Miller? Like, what is going on?
Like, I don't think they realize that, like, the leadoff spot. And I know I've beaten it dead. It's a dead horse at this point with me. But like, they don't realize that. And I don't think he does. He might, but I don't think he does. The leadoff guy, I'm not talking about just the first inning. He will see the most plate appearances than everybody.
Yeah.
Why are you not putting your best option there, or switching things up, or or having a good option there?
Yeah, just try something.
Anything. Try anything. Please try anything.
Like you're literally giving these bench guys the opportunity to go take that spot and have the chance to get that fifth plate appearance, but not your everyday players. Like you're not switching to give anybody like JT Harper obviously would be a great choice. Hoskins,
I don't give a fuck who it is.
Fucking something. Like why are these guys coming off the bench and automatically getting the most opportunities like that in the game? It's ridiculous.
And so another thing that we've talked about a couple of times is that with him is with Joe Girardi is he's not switching when he has JT Realmuto out of the game for the day. He continuously brings him back in like the 6th inning or 7th inning for pinch hit purposes. And I get it; they don't have any right-handed bench
zero options. Yeah,
it's awful.
McCutchen or Knapp, he's on the bench.
But do something.
Yeah,
you got to stop having him come in the game. And I get it; he doesn't. He's a gamer. He don't give a fuck. But like when he's catching 7 days in a row. and then plays again and then has to come in for a pinch hit appearance because he has a day off.
Yep.
In like the summer and like mid-July, trust me, he's gonna start giving a fuck about that.
Going to add up, yeah. He's going to be exhausted. I mean, there should be a couple games where he's like doesn't have to bring his cleats. Leave your cleats in the locker.
Wear flip flop. If I was him, I'd be wearing flip flops in the dugout and just going like this to him.
Yeah, I'd be doing the whole Zoom meeting. I would have my fucking jersey on top and be wearing shorts with flip flops on the bottom.
Exactly.
You have that opportunity, but yeah. Joey talk's just aggravating at this point.
It's very, very aggravating. But let me pause right there. And we just talked about Joey, so I'm going to roll that right into telling you about the fastest growing construction company in the tri-state area, Garrett Group Construction. GGC is available to service all of your construction needs. They specialize in gut rehabs, basements, bathrooms, and kitchens. Choose Garrett Group Construction, the official sponsor of the Frozen Rope podcast. Call today for a free estimate, 267-262-1660. Once again, that's 267-262-1660. There is no job too big or too small. Shout out Joey Garrett and Garrett Group Construction. Also, let me also pause and show anybody's watching on the live feed or the on YouTube eventually, if you guys want to watch that. Show you all of the live shows that the Buzz has to offer.
War. Tell them that's what we ready for. War. Tell them that's what we ready for. War. Bringing that to competitors. Till we see the confetti fall, be ready for war. Tell them that's what we ready for. War. Tell them that's what we ready for. War. Bringing that to competitors. Till we see the confetti fall, be ready for war. Tell them I'm ready, any opponent. The crown heavy and every minute is chosen. A path only fit 4 kings, and you all know what this court means. What did you enlist for? If it isn't getting more rings, then you gon' have to switch your team. Trust me, it gets more mean. I'm a nightmare going up against your dreams. First step is explosive like a bomb hit. Bet if I let it fly, I cannot miss. And you ain't got a chance at the top 10 when you getting clamped all night by your locksmith. On the block throwing lobs to my top bigs. I'm a chef, no look with the top dish. Tie game, through the pressure as the clock ticks. Crossover, step back, hit a shot, swish.
So that's all the stuff that the Buzz has to offer. Go to the Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. Go follow them. Awesome stuff there, from articles to podcasts. We even also offer just audio podcasts as well. Go to wherever your podcasts, wherever you go find podcasts, wherever you go get podcasts. They're all there. They offer a lot of great things. So, Dan, another thing I wanted to talk about was the awesome rivalry we just got done watching again for now. I believe it was the second weekend in a row.
Yep.
The San Diego Padres and the Los Angeles Dodgers. And the last time that they just faced off was probably one of the most intense we've seen it. Every game was just something. And we had Trevor Bauer going up against Fernando Tatis. Fernando Tatis doing his showboating, which was great against a guy like Trevor Bauer, who's also very flashy and very showy. And I just wanted to hear your thoughts, because I mean, I'm sure, and I'll give mine, but your thoughts on what this rivalry means to baseball.
Obviously, it means so much. I mean, it brings those viewers that typically want to be interested in baseball. Like, there's still hockey going on, there's still basketball going on, but when you see all over social media, like Fernando Tatis going ape shit after he hits a home run, about like you said, Bauer's the same way when you get strikeouts. He'll scream like he does everything, and the fact that they're in the same division, like, obviously that's why they're such a heated rivalry. But it brings the fan that wouldn't typically be in the baseball tuned in. Like, that's a lot to do with the viewership. Like, these two juggernaut teams, everyone thinks are the best two teams in baseball coming in the league or coming into the season, and they're right at the top. And the fact that they're so polarized and then hate each other so much, like, Tatis has to hate them. He comes back and hits 5 home runs in 3 games. Like that, it's like the best of both worlds. Like, you got Kershaw, a veteran who's, old school compared to what's going on today's team, and then you have the Tatis. Like, you have the Goliath, in the Dodgers, like obviously huge history, best team. They won the division 8 years in a row, and then you got that up and coming team in the Padres who just went out and got you Darvish and Blake Snell. Tatis is going crazy again. Like they got Machado. It's like
Joe Musgrove.
Yeah, Musgrove has obviously been unreal this season. Like, I mean, it really is like 19 World Series games a year now going to be for a couple of years, and it's just great for the viewership. Definitely has a lot of impact and why the viewers are so high, and like it's bringing those fans that typically want to be involved in baseball. You can't help but see it on social media and stuff. Like it's a big deal right now, and it definitely helps bring fans to baseball, and that's great. A great thing.
Absolutely, and it's always good when there's something that brings the viewers back, and brings viewers in general. And it's nice to see that we do have good offensive players that are young and ready to take over the league. And you have Trevor Bauer, who's also tries to grow his brand. And I've said this to you numerous times that I think he's great for baseball in general.
Absolutely.
As himself, that's great for baseball. Then you bring in a guy like Fernando Tatis, who's also really good for baseball. He's flashy. He's the type of player that is really a guy, like a player that I like. He's a guy that I love that he was running around the bases, holding his eye closed. Then when he gets on, the second home run, he does the Vince McMahon fucking
ridiculous.
The Conor McGregor, whatever you want to call it. Like it's perfect, and it's what sells. This is what sells, and it's then I'm excited because I pray that we see this as an NLCS one day. I would love to see this as a 7-game series, and I don't know. I'm not even sure who would win. You know what I mean? Like we just saw the Padres take 3 or 4 from the Dodgers.
Yeah, and one game 7-1, and the Padres came back and won. Like
and this is one of those things where it's like, and I listened to Jared Carrabis talk the other day about this on his podcast. And he said the same thing that I was thinking. Like, you would have thought, like, it didn't even feel like the Padres won a game.
Mm-hmm.
Like it didn't. It felt like it was like it was weird, but like it was like one of like the worst 3 out of 4 series takes I've ever seen from a team. Like, because it's hard to explain what like how he was explaining it, but like it just didn't seem like I probably wouldn't even have like, oh well, the San Diego Padres won the series, but like. It didn't seem like they won it.
Yeah, they're still getting that little brother treatment.
Exactly.
The Dodgers coming off the title, 8 straight division titles, and they're the face of baseball as a team right now. And the Padres are getting that little brother treatment. It's like when the Dodgers win, it's like, oh, we're dominating you. But when the Padres win, it's like, oh, you snuck a couple in there. Like it's just
you got this one. Like they took 3 or 4.
Yeah, they came knocked a couple games off that lead. Like that's a big deal.
Absolutely, it is, and then like
games are huge,
and they're fighting for that. They're fighting right now for second place at this point. I mean, right now they're actually fighting for first too because it's tied. Right now the division, and it's super early in the season.
Yeah,
but like if this is how good the rivalry is right now, imagine where it's going to take off throughout this summer.
Yeah, like then September games. Like I haven't really looked at their schedule. I don't know how many times they play in September, but if hopefully they play 2 series, it's going to be amazing. Like that's going to be great baseball.
Absolutely, it is.
It's going to be awesome.
Because I'm assuming as of right now that it's going to be for the division. We're going to be seeing like 2 series for the division if that's the case.
Yep. Or even if one of them get a couple game lead and it's more towards a wild card situation, like damn well the team. They're going to not try, like, if the Dodgers are up 8 games in September and the Padres are trying to fight for that wild card spot, they shouldn't have to. But if they are, damn well the Dodgers want to knock them out. Like, it's going to just be as high intensity as if they're playing for the division. They're not going to want them to sneak into the playoffs.
For sure. Like, it's just such a cool, like, I'm just happy to see rivalry in any sport because I feel like rivalries in sports have really taken a back seat.
Yeah,
a lot of these guys are friends. They're more friends than
they're all like they're buddy. They're all friends growing up. They're all recruited together. They play in the showcases. They all know each other. So,
and I don't like that.
No,
like I miss when we used to see, teams hate each other. Yankees, which has really taken a fucking nosedive over the last couple of years.
Like, where's Pedro at to start throwing old people around? Like,
and that's what we need. We need guys like Don Zimmer to get thrown the fuck around at this point.
Like Don Zimmer just get launched on the ground. Like, that's great baseball.
It was great for baseball, and I loved when people were like, "Oh, that's real classy from Pedro." Like, all right, well, what are you gonna do if a fucking huge guy comes after you? Like, he put him on his ass. That's all he did.
Yeah, but like, not crazy.
But we haven't seen rivalry baseball in so long. Like, probably since that 2004 ALCS. Like, it's been that long. Like, the Yankees Red Sox thing got beaten like a fucking drum into our faces. And I hope and I pray that they don't do this with the Padres Dodgers series. But I mean, I'm sure they will. Eventually, we're going to all be like, dude, what the fuck? Another Dodgers Padres game. But but I'm right now, I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
Like I just said, all sports have been pretty much lacking the rivalry thing. Like, football, I feel like has been the worst anymore when it comes to the friendships and stuff. Like,
swap jerseys and shit like that.
Like, I hate the Cowboys.
Yeah,
I'm an Eagles fan. I hate seeing Cowboys and Eagles shake hands after the game.
Yeah,
I do. I miss when T.O., went to the center of fucking of the star and did the birds and stuff. Yeah, flapped his wings. Like, that was good. That was good for football. But then that went away, and it's no longer that anymore.
Well, it has a lot to do with like how the leagues themselves are pushing shit. Like, you get penalties and fines for taunting now. Like, even in the NBA, you can't stare at somebody if you dunk on them. Like, what? Like, that's ridiculous. Like, all the sports are like going towards the whole buddy. Like, you just got to be sportsmanship. Like, you got to show sportsmanship on the court. Like, get the fuck out of here. Like, I get paid $20 million to dunk on this dude's face. Like, he's getting double middle fingers, and I'm standing on his face for 2 minutes. Like,
and that's a big reason why people don't like Trevor Bauer, is because he does a lot of stuff. Like, for instance, the whole eye thing. He closes his one eye because he thinks that he can strike you out with one eye.
Yeah. Well, he's just like us. Like, he loved the Tatis like celebration. He said, if you get to celebrate that little bit of success, that's great. Like, I should have threw a better pitch. Like, go ahead. Go showboat. It's good for, like, he even knows, like, he's just like us. He knows it's good for baseball. It's all these old timer people that don't want to see, like, nobody showboating and wonder why the MLB is the backseat to every other sport.
Yeah, and that's what it is. It's Rob Manfred. It's Rob Manfred not knowing what we want.
Yeah, you have to it's kind of make the transition into the showboating. Like, you have a lot to do. Like, I hate to say it, but social media has such an impact that you have to get these polarizing players involved and go viral for the dumb shit. Like, go viral, like Joey Bautista, like, or Joey Bats, like Jose Bautista, like that flip will live in infamy. Like, because
that started all of this.
It's ridiculous. Yeah, and like, everyone knows him for his bat flip. Like, he brought fans to the game. Like, how can you hate on that? Like, it's ridiculous that all these like traditional people have a problem with this still in 2021.
So, and this is something that I always talk about when it comes to like the traditional, and you have a bunch of, and I'll be like, so who do you think has the greatest swing of all time? And they'll be like, oh, Ken Griffey Jr., right? Yeah, Ken Griffey Jr. was pimping his home runs though, right?
He wore, like, home run derbies, wore backward hats, like gold necklaces. Like, he made every kid want to be a baseball player.
And when he homered, he stood there after and watched it.
Through and just
would watch it.
Yep.
Like, but they don't see that. They look at it as, these guys are showboating. Listen, you get 500 at bats a year, and you put one over the fence 30 times a year.
Yeah.
Do that math. That is such a small sample size of the amount of times you're at the plate and you're able to put the ball over the fucking fence.
Yeah, not to mention this small sample size of how many players get to that position, like, get to that platform. Like,
I'm saying 30. Like, there's guys who do that once.
Like, exactly. Yeah. So 30. Like, if you get a chance to hit 30 home runs, you get a chance to have 500 plate appearances a season. You're a stud. Like, you should get the chance to show your work. Like, appreciate your own work. Like, it's bullshit.
Dude, absolutely. Like I never understood the hatred for like the bat flips and all that. Like let them play, let them have fun. Like I get it. Like people are like, well, they're young kids grow up watching these kids. Like I mean, watching these players. Like I get that.
Exactly.
They should. They're having fun.
Yeah, they shouldn't be robots on the field.
No, and you have guys like Juan Soto who grabbing his nuts when the Soto shuffle. That's fun. I like watching him do that. I think it's hysterical, and also he backs it the fuck up too.
Yep. Yeah, if he didn't back it up, we wouldn't be in the league. Like these players are here for a reason. Like let them do it. And no 8-year-old little kid is like they're not going to look at it and be like, oh, why is he disrespecting the game? He's gonna be like, fuck, Dad, can I get a bat tomorrow? Like,
yeah.
Going off these kids. Like it's great. Like as a little kid, it makes you a fan. And that's what we need. We need to stop this traditional robot bullshit. It's kind of like, I know it's a weird comparison, but golf. Like golf is so traditional that like it's a little different. You're not going to bat flip a fucking great tee shot, but like it's
I'm not
the morals.
I wasn't like I was obviously I was alive for it, but like when I was younger, Tiger Woods was obviously when we were both younger. Tiger Woods just started coming up, right?
Yep.
And he was starting his dominance in like the early 2000s, late 90s.
Yeah.
People definitely look. I don't remember this, but I wouldn't be shocked. People probably looked at him like, why is this dude fucking fist pumping every time?
Like crazy.
Yeah, like as the rest of them were like, thank you, picking up their ball and just tipping their cap. Like, no, Tiger was excited that he was putting the ball in the fucking hole.
Yeah, and still to this day, 20 years later, like if he's in a tournament and he's playing well, the fucking ratings go through the roof. There's so many people that won't even watch a tournament unless Tiger's in contention.
Absolutely.
Like, same fucking thing with baseball. Like as a young kid, like you latch on to these players, you see their antics, and you want to go play. Like it's just that simple. And, like they gotta chalk it up. And Trey Lance just went
to where?
Third? Yeah. Interesting. So
who were the first three?
It was Lawrence Wilson, Lance.
Lawrence Wilson. Okay.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Interesting. Yep.
But yeah, I mean, and another thing that I talked about, we were talking about earlier about the San Francisco, about being like late games and stuff like that. Like, and I just thought about this as we were talking. I'm like, but we all still got to watch Barry Hale. Some way, somehow, Barry Bonds was always on TV.
No, you got fucking every home run update. Like every time it was up, like splash down at right field, and you had everything. Like, I don't know how that worked. Like, I don't remember specifically like how the fuck we watched so many Barry Bonds at bats.
Didn't it feel like it was like a 7:00 game every night for them?
Yeah, like they must have played a ton of Sunday night baseball. Like they had to have.
And they had to have pushed times up for them. So
yeah,
they could, you know what I mean? Like
that ESPN 7:00, 8:00 game with John Miller and fucking Joe Morgan. Like they had to play so many times just because of it. Like with that time, that as a kid, like I remember continuously like that. Barry Bonds, like the splash zone, everything is just like imprinted in my mind.
Should be in everybody's mind. That was a great time in baseball, and
but
people hate it, but it is what it is. Like that was a great time, and they were able to push a guy like that. And Barry didn't even want to play. I mean, they didn't want to play. He didn't like the spotlight. Like
he played for the fucking San Francisco.
Yeah, I mean, and before that, he played for fucking the Pirates.
Exactly.
He stayed as far away from popular big teams as he could, and that's. But it was still. He was still getting himself out there, you know what I mean? Which was key.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just think that there's a lot that they need to do as far as pushing somebody like Mike Trout, and they should take some way somehow take the Barry Bonds approach that they had. I know he's not going after the home run totals, but like people need to see this guy play, and they need to see it more often. So it needs to be put on TV for everyone to see.
Yep. Yeah, he should. How many Sunday night baseball did the Angels get? Probably barely any. Maybe if Ohtani's pitching, like if they scheduled the pitch, maybe they'll push it to that day.
They'll try to do it.
Yeah, if they can in the last minute. But The Angels aren't on fucking national TV.
No, and they're not. And it just needs to. They need to figure it out, and I think they need to figure it out soon because this dude is playing far, far too well for him not to get the recognition and the spotlight that he deserves.
Yeah, absolutely. Like you said earlier, he's just getting better, which is ridiculous because he could retire today at 30 years old and be Hall of Fame, and he's getting better.
Yeah. He'll be known as already right now. I'm almost positive he's a top 5 hitter in all of baseball, like in baseball history.
Mm-hmm. Like his OPS obviously is north of 1,000 for his career, which is fucking ridiculous. And his WAR totals has to be pushing 100 if it's not there already. Like I don't know exactly.
I don't think he's at 100 just yet.
What's his?
But he's
season like he has to be in the 80s. Like he has to average at least 8 WAR. And he had a couple over 10. You got to be around 90, I would say.
Which is at 77.6.
So he'll be in the mid 80s, close to 90 by the end of this season because I think he's like 1.7, 1.8 right now this year already.
Right now he's 1.9 F-WAR.
Yeah, which is fucking ridiculous. And we're a little over 20 games this season, so multiply it by you're looking at he might fuck around with a 12 WAR this year.
Do you want to hear something ridiculous? He's had 1 year, other than last year. I'm not going to count last year.
Yeah.
He's had 1 year under 8.3 F-WAR for a season.
That's fucking.
He's had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He's had 5 seasons of 9.3 or more.
Yeah, and like the bar is set. Like if you can average 5 for your career and play 12, 13 seasons, like you're a Hall of Famer. And this dude's averaging close to 9. If he's not averaging 9, probably averaging 8. I guess like that's ridiculous.
It's ridiculous, and he's got a career 173 WRC plus.
Career. Right
now, he's got a 262 WRC plus.
Yeah, I seen Buxton's Buxton's not on. Like I don't know if you're looking just at Trout specifically, right? I think Buxton this year he's not in qualification because of plate appearances. His is like 295 this year. It's
295 WRC plus.
That's fucking. He is like 60 something at bats. Like that is.
And he's got 68. He's got 68 plate appearances.
Yeah.
He's got 8 home runs, 295 WRC plus, and a 2.3 F-WAR already.
2.3, and yet this OPS is over 1,400. Like
so, technically, as of right now, he leads the league in F-WAR.
And he missed about 30 at bats.
That's the only reason that he does not qualify.
Yes,
but he has more WAR than both of them. Than Trout. Than Trout.
Fucking insane. Like obviously he has to come back down to life. Come back down to earth. But like he was the number 1 pick. Like they expected shit like this, not like this, but his like walk rate is crazy. It's like 2%. I think his strikeout rate's low 20s. Like it's not like he just completely changed his approach. Like he's still aggressive as shit. He's just hitting the ball better.
He's got a 2.9 walk rate.
Yeah, that's crazy.
He's got a 20.6 K rate. He's got a 500 ISO,
which is fucking insane.
Like
500 ISO.
That's where he's at right now.
Jesus.
He's got a 589 WOBA, a 471 on base percentage, and a 938 slugging percentage.
That's the craziest slugging percentage I've ever seen. Like
938.
Plate appearances, 68 plate appearances is not crazy, but god damn, like you don't see 900. 938 OPS is elite. Let alone you leave his on base percentage out of it. Like 938 slugging is fucking insane.
Like for those who don't know what slugging percentage really is, it's kind of like an advanced version of the average, right? That's what I would call it.
It's like
because you're getting more
you get at bat per at bat.
Yeah. So if I hit a single, I get 1.
Yeah, homers
double
4.
2, homers 4. It's it's to show that not all hits are equal.
Yeah.
Is really what it comes down to.
The damage you're doing with your
with your hits. Yeah. And
he's almost averaging he's just under 1,000, like 938. So he's at in 100 at 100 at bats, like, or one at bat, he's averaging 9.38, or you know what I'm trying to say here. I'm confusing myself. But he's almost averaging a base per at bat, which is fucking ridiculous. Like that's
I don't even know how to even like think about that, like, because it's just like, and he's quietly doing it again because of where he plays in Minnesota, getting little to no exposure. But I mean, he's being hidden also, which is crazy with that slugging percentage, because they still have Nelson Cruz, who's also tearing the cover off the ball.
Absolute monster. But like, if you think about like Buxton's slugging percentage, he can go 2 for 4 with a single and double, and that's only a 750 slugging percentage. He'll drop. Like, that's crazy. 2 for 4 single double. Great game. Now slugging percentage is going down.
Yeah, that's drop.
Like
not good enough.
Crazy. Yeah. Like, that's good stuff.
Absolutely. But I'll end it there. I know that the draft is on, and I know a lot of people are probably watching that instead of this, obviously. So if you want to see this anywhere, go on Spotify. You want to listen to this, go on Spotify. Go on Apple Podcasts, and go and follow the Frozen Row Podcast on all social media sites: Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. They're on all 3 of them. Go do that. We'll be here every Thursday night at 8:00. Dan, thank you again for coming on. You are the man for taking this time, and I'll see you Sunday for the Diamond Club podcast.
Yes, sir. Let's get it.
All right,
officially permanently banned on Twitter, so I have to make it a new account. Man, it's been since the beginning of March, and they just emailed me.
They just told.
I did 2 reviews, like 2 appeals, I guess you would say, and they just gave me like the permanent boot. Said we will never, like, pretty much will never apply you to Twitter. Like, you're suspended forever. You're ridiculous.
That's just bullshit. That whole thing's bullshit.
Fuck it.
Whatever. Fuck it.
Right.
But Dan, again, thank you again.
No problem.
All right, buddy. We're out.
Yep. Yes, sir.